All right. Tweeted out.
My head's cut off in my picture.
All right, stop that.
Oh, you're fine, unless you're looking for a crown.
Looks fine to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess
okay.
it's fine over here, huh?
So I'm guessing the screen, it just looks funky for me.
Must have,
Very
yeah.
possible.
Yeah, when it goes to you being in the bottom right, your picture looks normal.
Yay! All right, they say they can see us and hear us. Let me
One
go.
second, let me get my
throw-
screen set right. So I
Retweet.
am looking at the notes, which means I'm looking at the screen.
I've heard that's useful.
Retweet it.
All right, and dropping stuff in general there. We do have an ESO channel. All right. And stuff.
Podcast.
Predator versus Avian, a new movie.
Girl.
Gotta be better than the other one. Hey, Sparrow! How are you doing here?
Speaking of movies, that's why I was late. I still have.
Oh, what'd you go see?
Dinner or popcorn.
I don't know if you can even see it.
You can see.
It's... Nope, can't see it.
Is that Black Panther?
Yeah, Black Panther.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we finally snuck a time in. We're like, it's not gonna come out in DVD before the Avengers come out, is it? Nope,
Correct.
it's doing too well.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It comes out on DVD on May 15th.
Yeah, yeah. So that's gonna be interesting for it to compete with Avengers, but I guess oh well.
Well, I mean, they honestly didn't expect to be doing, still being in the theaters by then, which
Yeah.
they really screwed up the marketing for this movie because I can't find any Black Panther fabric. People have asked for Black Panther headbands a
Yeah.
lot.
I
Right?
bet. Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
There's so many
All right.
patterns too.
Yeah.
I know.
So many
All right,
interesting.
who's
looks
leading
in
this monkey show?
Yes.
Mikala, Mukula.
Mickey.
One of those is right.
Mickey. All right, Mickey, when you want to take us live, just let us know.
Okay, 1 second. I'm going to respond to that. Okay. Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
Can you volunteer for guard duty?
17 raid locks, and the time is short.
Ready for Raid Roulette?
Celebrate Lord of the Rings Online 11th anniversary in style.
And Duras and Dan Kinney are here to talk to us about Falling Off the Edge. No, sorry, we mean AIE and ESO.
All that and more coming up now. Welcome to episode 296 of the podcast celebrating you, the Alia Octa Est gaming community. The Die Has Been podcast. I'm Makala. To my virtual left is Muko.
Greetings, gamers. Wakanda forever.
And to my downstairs and to the right is Tetsemi.
Oh, no new spreadsheets this week.
Ooh, really? Are you okay, dear?
Mm-hmm. I'm good.
You need spreadsheets to figure out when your next spreadsheet is?
No, I let Kavanaugh come up with the latest spreadsheet for the Star Wars Conquest week, but we'll get into that.
Nice. All right. And this week we are joined by our very special guests, Duras and Dan Kenia. Dan Kenia, I'm just going to take this to Kenny now because I get the Dan just throwing me off. And they are here to talk to us about AIE and ESO. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't
so
have a catchphrase.
That's okay. That's okay. You'll need to come up with one like when you have like a regular rotation, then we'll need you to come up with one. So we're gonna be digging into ESO shortly. Actually, no, I skipped ahead. So let's go ahead and chat about what's been going out in and out of game. Ted, what have you been doing?
I have been playing a bit of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of got this new Conquest thing that they introduced in 5.8, the changes and stuff kind of on lockdown a little bit. And of course, they're going to change it in 2 weeks in 5.9 or update it. But
In theory.
I got 2 characters for the first time on the imp side to Conquest goals, which was fun. We had a great mandatory fun night on Tuesday night and got to do Eyeless and some of the Rat Ghoul tunnel stuff, so that was fun. So I'm having fun in Star Wars. They added the opening scenario. I won't spoil it, or one of the opening scenarios into the alpha for World of Warcraft. Basically, Battle for Lordaeron, and that's fun. That's fun. I'm running that on the Alliance side, so interesting to see that viewpoint of it. And I have my Nightborn Mage up to 95, and I just got out of Pandaria at 94 and went to Warlords Draenor and got her to 95, setting up the garrison. And I'm going to skip right from completing the garrison to over Frostfire and Gorgron to go right to Talador and start adventuring in there. So having fun with the allied race and that sort of stuff. So
it's very telling that you've gone 4 levels to staying in Pandaria instead of going over to Draenor.
Well, it was interesting because I did Jade Forest and Valley of the Four Winds. I was 87 by the time I got done with that. Went into Castlering Wild, hit 90, and then went up to Taolong Steps. No. What's the Grummel area?
Kunlai Summit?
Kunlai Summit. It did all of Kunlai. And the XP was still fairly good, like I mentioned in the WoW section. So finished up Kunlai Summit and then got into where all the Mantid are, that area, and went, okay, now the XP is probably not good enough, and went over and did the portal, opening intro, set up the garrison, and I'm doing that part right now at 95. So so you can stay there. Yeah, so you don't have to go right at 90. You can kind of shorten the expansion for Warlords and go, I'm only going to be here for 5 levels. See ya. Yeah. And then other than that, just I do have 2 other characters in Warlords, but they're both my tailors, and they're just sitting there making 30 slot bags for all my characters that don't have 30 slot bags. So
awesome.
That's what
what have you? Cool. What have you been doing in and out of game, Mew?
A little bit of similar stuff. I, for whatever reason, I got drawn to my hunter because I haven't leveled it to 110 yet, and just kind of hopped on there and played with that for a while, and trying to get a feeling for the hunter quest going in. And WoW wise, I joined yet another raid group at a different time. Just apparently can't get enough, but. So horseshoes and hand grenades is the one that I've been kind of seeing if they like me or not.
Good people there. I know them.
Yeah, I know a few of them too. But they brought me in to tank for heroic, and we didn't wipe in crazy amounts that I remember, so seemed to go okay. And then other than that, spending a bit of time in Witcher 3, trying to barrel through the story in that because someone's waiting to talk to me about it.
I'm aware that was that was the nap time game for a while.
Yes, but lots of story. That's one of the dangerous things about Witcher is there's a lot of side quests to it. Yeah, it's very easy to be if you try to barrel down just the main story, like you'll hit sort of a level wall. And then you have all this stuff, like all these question marks all over the map, and all these notice boards saying, "Hey, come see me! Hey, come see me!" And it's not just filler; it's actual interesting stories. Cool. Talking to a sorceress, doing some crazy stuff with her, and it's lots of interesting stuff. And then, other than that, also went back and started playing Assassin's Creed 1 because I never really dove fully into the Assassin's Creed, and I happen to have all of them, so it's like, why haven't I played this to get a feel for this? Because there are interesting information that Assassin's Creed and Far Cry might be in the same world, so I kind of want to uncover that. So
very cool. And Duras, what have you been up to in and out of game?
Is there an out of game?
There is. It's real life. So what are we doing out in game?
This real life thing that we all have.
Yeah,
I have not been playing as much as I'd like. Work, kids, life has kept me pretty busy. But I did find this weird new game that I've been kind of playing a lot lately.
Mm-hmm. And that might be why we have you here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Kenny, what have you been up to? I mean, besides some really epic streaming content.
Still do New Braid every Saturday night in WoW. That's always a lot of fun. We had an epic end to our adventure yesterday. Also playing a ton of ESO. D&D twice a week. Once with real life people, and then once online.
They're real life people online. It's just you're not in the same room with them.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I meant. Once in person and once through Fantasy Grounds. So that's a lot of fun too. So that's most of it. Just ESO, WoW, and D&D for the most part.
You turned my phone off. Jeez.
That actually might have been my phone.
Oh, maybe.
Not
I don't know.
disturb. There we go.
Yeah. We're disturbed enough as it is. All right. So we'll be digging into ESO shortly, but do you guys want to cover this week's news?
Sure.
Why not?
All right. In community news, save the date. 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. server time on April 28th. We're celebrating Volunteer Guard Day, and we'll be gathering in Orgrimmar to step in the shoes of the guards and salute, and you'll get to serve and protect the city just like them. Stay vigilant and watch out for any invaders. Pay attention to the AIE Discord hashtag WoW and hashtag general chats, as well as the guild site for event times. There's reported to be a pet giveaway and other stuff as well. Also, have you ever wanted to give someone WoW game time, a little money for some Hearthstone cards, or just enough for them to buy Deckard Cain and Heroes of the Storm, but are just too busy to leave your house and hit the nearest shop for Blizzard time cards? Well, then Blizzard has some great news for you. You can gift Blizzard Bounds directly to someone who has a Battle.net account without leaving the house and having to deal with people, which, come on, let's face it, we're nerds. We don't always want to deal with real life people.
Exactly.
There's a great article over on the Blizzard website, which of course is blizzard.com.
Indeed. And in Nomad's news, seems like this new game I've never heard of before called God of War. Apparently it's out. Don't know much about it, but it seems to be stealing a lot of people's time and energy. I fancy that. AIE has a PS4 community, so if you're interested in joining, just search for AIE and ask for an invite. Several of us are in there and can get you in.
Awesome.
Yep. And back in WoW news, sorry,
there are 7 for that.
I know. There are 17 raid lockouts till Battle for Azeroth. Time to cross off all those bucket list items, get your allied races leveled, plan for your orc's new posture thanks to the barbershop, and drool over the sweet new hairstyles with exclusive glowy bits coming to the Alliance side allied races. Boo. But hey, we got the best antlers in the house. Boo!
Definitely.
All right. Battle for Lordaeron is testable on the alpha server. No voiceovers or major spoiler cutscenes available yet, and shows what happens after the intro cinematic showing the two armies starting the battle. No word yet on Malfurion's fumble fingers that started the fire in Teldrassil, but we'll let you know when it's available. And if you are leveling an allied race and don't want to leave Pandaria at 90, good news. The XP from quest gathering and mob kill stays decent up to level 94, so no need to rush to alternate timeline Draenor. Hang on Pandaria, do the intro quest to Warlord, start your garrison, and you can head right over to Talador without having to deal with Frostfire or Gorgrond. And if you haven't run with New Braid, you haven't gotten to enjoy events like this. Shout out to Gajora, the magnificent beep that brilliantly executed the mass res cliff jump, taking the majority of the raid team to their death after the wipe.
That was epic and hilarious, and it was all captured on stream.
It was.
Yes, and it was you just see in the background this Tauren heading over the edge, and you're like, oh, yep.
Yep. All right.
It looked like a Tauren from the profile. So,
yeah, that was hilarious. And I know you, Kenny. I can just see the look on your face.
Just the shock at resing as falling off a cliff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was amazing.
It totally was.
Yeah. Any in SOTOR news, check out the great article that the SOTOR team has put together on the AIE Guild hunt for Isaacs, which is aieguild.org. Just look for hunt for Isaacs. We have almost 100% of the active raid teams with a kill on the final boss for GFTM, which is Gods of the Machine. And in 2 weeks, in theory, patch 5.9 will drop even more conquest adjustments as well as new content. Mandatory Fun Night, where of course the fun is mandatory, the attendance is not, is on the Imperial side, and they'll be tackling emergency operations. Any operation from Eternity Vault to Dread Palace is a conquest goal, so make sure to attend and help yourself and the guild get their conquest goals. And that is Tuesday nights. What time server time?
It is 9 p.m. Central, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. And in SOTOR Escape Podcast 283, for whom the bell save us tolls, in this week's episode, AIE Sema, Max Gray, and Astromech 238 play through the Sorcerer class storyline between Hoth and Belsavis. They talk about the 5.9 class update notes and cover other news, including what's going on in Alia Octa Est. And
just a quick note, it's 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Sorry.
Thank you. Well, time zones are hard just because we're in Arizona and we don't change. So
exactly.
Except for the fact that for us, the podcast recording time changes.
Right.
And if you game with people online, it also changes. Anyway, SOTOR Escape Podcast 239, save us. In this episode, AIE Sema, Max Gray, and Astromech 239 continue to play through the Sorcerer storyline while they talk about conquest and say congrats to Eric Musco.
Alrighty. And in Final Fantasy XIV news, there are new things coming to patch 4.3. There are, of course, going to be more of the main story quests. There is going to be 24-man return to Ivalice raids, new trials, 4 lords, which are other trials, ultimate weapons, refrain, new beast tribes, more Hildebrand, of course, Heaven on High, which is kind of the new Palace of the Dead, and updates to Eureka that, if you're into, and the mysterious additional updates that they never really quite tell us and just kind of happen. And there might also be a new dungeon, and of course, we don't have the exact date, but they think it's going to be late May, so look forward to that, as they say.
Awesome.
One of the additional update, the Raid Roulette 8-player group finder. There's a teaser site for the 4.3 stuff, so they're talking a bit more about that. And so yeah, it's all from the producer, news from the producer. They're pretty vocal updating us on things, and I know there was one I think a week ago that had some of this in there. But for those that aren't aware, we are on Goblin. It is still a preferred server, so anyone that's new, any new tunes, anything below level 60, you get a crazy experience boost. It's 3 times the experience. So you can literally just do the main story quest and be leveled. Because normally without the boost, you have to do the main story quest and all the side quests around it, and then go to the next area, main story quest, all the side quests around it. It's kind of a little chase game, but not on Goblin if you join us.
Awesome.
There are, of course, you still need to unlock your classes and your jobs and all that fun stuff. But it's a lot easier now on Goblin, so it's definitely recommended if you want to catch up to us. It's really easy. You can level through the main story quest, or you can just buy it and buy the bypass. It's really easy to get to what's going on.
Yeah, but why would you bypass story? That's the whole point of playing the game, right?
Definitely don't.
Exactly. And speaking of lack of story, in Eve news, after refusing to bend to the absent Russian overlords, AIEU moved to the Chinese pandemonium. Kind of clear to state that gaming here is totally different from playing on Occidental servers.
Just a little. And on Star Trek Online news, Research Lab has been completely upgraded. Be sure to visit it to buy your extra traits and research slots. They're opening up the ability to create Delta Recruit captains again. Up through May 17th, you have up through May 17th to create one. As you level up with Delta Recruit, you unlock bonuses for all your captains, no matter what faction. The next expansion, Victory of Life, Life is slated for June. The level cap will increase to 65. The story will be another step towards the Deep Space Nine section of the Star Trek mythology. And as always, if possible, they are trying to bring back the actors to voice their in-game avatars, which is one of the coolest things I think they do. They're also featuring episodes leading up to the release that start from the pre-expansion lore. People will collect ships. Do not panic. T6 ships are here to stay as the top tier ship. Although in theory there might be stronger ships as time goes on, they do definitely slowly creep up the power of the ships as they release new ones.
Yep. And they'll usually find some way to upgrade the older ones to kind of make them match, but not quite, because they want you to chase the new stuff, but they'll make the old ones you like still kind of powerful. So
yeah,
very nice. Over in Guild Wars 2, Monday fun nights are still a thing. They are like office hours. Sometimes the line is around the corner. Sometimes you get paperwork done. So,
yeah, that sounds about right.
There has been a change to how bonus gathering tools work. The bonus is now extractable and applicable to any gathering tool, even the consumable ones. It's a really nice quality of life boost.
And in Lord of the Rings Online news, Lord of the Rings Online bonus days bring you the 11th anniversary celebration now through May 8th, and double bonus points now through April 29th. Reclaim Middle-earth. Get 20% off now through April 26th. Select expansion and expansion quests in-game only. Gets you enhanced XP supply and the Hornburg token. Skirmishes and instance, the 100% mark acquisition boost. And the weekly coupon gets you plus 5% attack damage for 90 minutes with coupon code attack damage now through April 26th.
Awesome. And in ESO news, anniversary event is ending on Monday, so tomorrow. After that, the cake will be a lie. ESO Plus will be free from April 24th to 30th. Current subs will get a free crown crate each day. And, well, you know what? Instead of me going on about ESO, why don't we talk to Duras and Kitty and find out what is going on?
Yep, and those free crates, you have to log in each day.
Correct.
Oh, that is good to know.
Yeah, you have to log in. They're not just going to hand it over. They want to make sure you're still playing.
Well, I guess first I should start by saying I'm thrilled that lots of people are enjoying ELO like I am. I mean, they've been a great band for many years. And,
No. We're not here to talk about the band that did the music for Xanadu.
Wow.
Sorry.
Now I'm feeling old too.
Most people don't even.
I am shocked you got that. Well done.
I'm old as well, dude.
Well, yeah, we're all getting there. So my kids
relative.
But the anniversary event that you mentioned, Elder Scrolls is of course a very old franchise. But the online version I think has been around since for 4 years. They just celebrated their 4th anniversary. And they actually extended the anniversary event, which, is lots and lots of XP by eating cake.
Which sounds like the best event ever.
Yes, lots of cake eating, lots of daily crafting, actually. Lots of daily questing.
Yes.
It's more crafting than you'll ever want to have ever done.
Because every daily activity gave a anniversary crate as long as you had eaten the cake, and those things dropped more crafting material or motifs for crafting different costumes and weapons. So doing your daily crafting writs was almost a must. I mean, just so much free stuff out of that. All
of your alts.
Yes, every single one of them. This was definitely a very alt-friendly experience. Every single alt is going to craft somehow. Even if it's the first level of crafting, they're going to craft.
And if you're going to do that, right, I mean, have a character in mind that's going to be your crafter and just get all those motifs, put them in the bank, and learn them on that guy, because you don't necessarily want to craft all the way up to 10 on every one of your characters. Some of them require certain skill levels to achieve. But
yeah, a lot of them require 7, 8, 9, 10, which is a lot. That's basically you're well past level 50. You're into the was it 60, 70, 80, 110, like way up there.
Yeah, because in this game, well, I mean, to talk a little more about the game, people have probably heard of Elder Scrolls, but the online version started 4 years ago. I think the actual franchise started, back in the early 90s. But it's been around a while. And it's actually a free-to-play game. You do have to actually purchase it. It's available on consoles. It's available on PC. It's available on PC through Steam. And I don't know how do you have it, Kenya? You actually are a good person to talk to this because you started on the console.
So, well, I did the beta originally on the PC. So my client right now is not through Steam. It's through Bethesda directly, simply because I logged in through that old account. But after the beta, which I really didn't enjoy how it worked, when some of the new stuff came out last year with One Tamriel, I switched to PlayStation 4 because I knew some people that were playing on that platform. And I really enjoyed it, but I missed playing with my friends in AIE. That was the big downside. Yeah. When the anniversary event hit and Somerset, the new expansion, was coming out, it made a lot of sense to switch because you buy the Somerset piece and you get all of the old content included for the same price I was going to pay for Somerset anyway.
Right.
And I got the double XP event. So it made a ton of sense for me to switch over to console, or from console to PC.
Yeah.
But for those parents out there, I will share my discovery. If you have purchased it through Steam and it's linked to your Steam library, you cannot log into the game without your Steam credentials.
That's great.
There was a time prior to like November of 2016 where they were sort of separated. Maybe if you had it before then, you still can. I'm not clear on it. But when my children went to play one of their Steam games on my account, because they're young enough, they don't have their own, family sharing will only give one computer access to the game library. So
yes,
this is if you have
a good hint.
That kind of family situation, then just get it through Bethesda.
Definitely.
As fun as Steam is.
Yeah, and to kind of talk about that, I think the reason why it happened is they put some tech into Steam with, for example, if you've played any Ubisoft games, Far Cry 5, the new South Park, they put this really annoying chain between Steam and Ubisoft, for example. You cannot play the game on either one. It will require you to be actively logged in to both ones at the same time, even though it's only using one. It's extremely annoying.
Yeah, that is very counterintuitive.
And even though every other game just about on Steam is family shareable, as we said, even non-MMOs like Far Cry 5 and South Park are not shareable. They won't show up. It's like if they decided to break that with this new kind of DRM. So it's been kind of frustrating. And it's making me want to even look more at console stuff because, on a console, everyone can play the game. That's the whole reason why having the Steam family share was cool, because then everyone in your house could play the same game, but not so much.
So sort of counter purpose to perhaps what my expectations were. But
yes,
nonetheless, the important thing to note is if you want to play with us in AIE, PC North American mega server. Everyone in North America is on the same server, but the server worlds are divided between platforms. So PC has one, PlayStation has one, Xbox has another.
That's really unfortunate.
So if you want to hook up with AIE, we're definitely on the PC North American mega server.
And that's where you want to hook up anyway. So
exactly.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to mention that the way the entire world scales. So if you do want to jump in at any time. Starting at level 1 isn't a deterrent, because as soon as you hit level 10, you can group up for dungeons with anyone, no matter what level they are. So you can be level 10 and somebody else is level 50 with 160 champion points, and you're still going to have fun in that content.
Yes.
It scales so well with all of that there's not you're not going to feel like you're not contributing because everyone else is higher level than you.
Awesome.
Yeah. Although, to warn you, it does not count for veteran versions of that dungeon. If you don't realize when you hit level 50, the game decides, I'm going to put you in veteran now. Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
When you appear in there not knowing and immediately get yelled at and kicked, what are you doing, you scrub? Why aren't you 160 already? It's kind of a jarring experience to go, what just happened? Because the dungeon you were just in at level 49 suddenly automatically went to veteran without you knowing.
Yeah, why were people on the internet being mean to me, Mom?
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, don't read the comments.
No.
That's it. So I've
Don't
actually
read the
found that the community in ESO, even with the pugs, I was in the dungeon earlier today where the tank was clearly struggling, and one of the other people said, "What's your rotation? Do you have this? You should slot this." And it was in the middle of a dungeon, which admittedly, a lot of these veteran players are just in there to get their daily done because you get a nice little random bump up for the first random dungeon you do each day.
Yep.
And they're in and out. Lots of times they don't wait around for you to finish quests, things like this. But, it's actually been a fairly helpful community, my experience anyway, on the PC North American mega server.
Yeah.
But
cool.
it's an interesting thing, too, with the scaling, because I think that was something they implemented, quote-unquote, in-game worldwide recently with the One Tamriel experience, where they kind of revamped the entire game world. Because I just recently came back, like maybe 5-6 weeks ago now, because when I first played the game in beta, okay, it's Elder Scrolls, I should check it out. I liked Daggerfall, I liked Oblivion, I like Skyrim, and it wasn't really for me, and I went back to playing WoW.
Yeah, well, I know that they missed a lot of opportunities with the initial release.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They did.
I had the collector's edition. Like I went full out. I was like, I love Skyrim. I love their stuff. Let's go full in. What is this?
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't feel right.
I mean, I've even had a friend tell me, it's like, I don't like this game because it's not Skyrim. And I'm like,
Yeah.
come back and check it out, because I came back 6 weeks ago and I'm hooked on it. It's actually much, much better.
Awesome.
If you tried it before thinking, this is not the game for me, it's a horrible implementation, come back, give it a look.
They fix
it is free to play if you've already got it. Now there are reasons for it not to be free to play, because they do have a sub model, of course.
Of course.
Called ESO Plus, and if you do have the game, starting like we said on the 24th, you will be able to log in and you'll get all the various benefits. Except I don't think you're getting the 1,500 crowns that subscribers get each month, but everything else is there. Access to all the DLCs. Unlimited storage for your crafting materials, double your bank space, 10% increase in gold and XP earned. Double furnishings and collections and housing. I don't expect you to establish a house within 6 days, but we have a house here. Look around. Arv has been displaying some various fashions on his character here in the game.
Looks like a very prominent character in the game too, actually.
Yeah, exactly. That outfit is. And speaking of outfits, they have a dyeing station. So if you're into costumes and transmogs and you love all that stuff, it's in here too. And speaking of that, there I think are certain currency caps for the amount of crystals that you can have to do transformations on your gear, and that's doubled if you're an ESO Plus member.
Makes sense.
The real gotcha is you will run around the world. You will start with like an inventory of I don't know, 20, 30, maybe 50.
It's real small. It's too small.
Real small.
And you will be tempted when you find a bag merchant to say, "Oh, yes, Sura, I would like to purchase 10 additional slots for my inventory." Don't do that until you get past level 7.
Okay.
One of the very first things you get at level 7 is 10 more additional bank slots for free. Yeah. However, if you've bought them already, nope, you don't get them. So it kind of says,
that is a good
hot inventory tip. Everything you pick up in the world, for crafting materials to flowers, which are crafting materials, they go into your main inventory unless you have ESO Plus and the vaunted crafting bag. It's an infinite bag. It's a bag of holding for all the crap that you pick up in the world that will now not clutter your very small inventory. That alone is what compels people to pick this up.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Not to mention, all of your alts have access to that same exact crafting bag.
And you
it's
can
shared.
Yep. And for me, right there, totally worth the ESO Plus, because I suffer from inventory management issues. I pick up everything. If it's lootable, I want it. So, yeah, that inventory bag is amazing to have.
Yeah, it's anyone that started playing again. I mean, even Jen, Mrs. Mew, she started playing it again, and it's like, I think I want that ESO Plus. I need the bag space. I really need the bag space. And she's not even started crafting. And then she started crafting. She's like, holy crap, I need the bag space.
Well, yes, I understand that ESO is now her new nap time game.
Yes, it is.
And knowing, Mrs. Mew and how much she loves things like costumes.
Yeah.
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 And
through various quests and dungeons and achievements, you unlock various costumes. Like here's another sort of signature outfit that Arv is wearing. That's, I think, Mana Marco's outfit. Who
looks like it.
Bad guys. I don't want to ruin the story, but
thank you for the fashion show, Arv.
Yeah, keep changing, Arv. Keep changing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the crafting is a real gotcha. Though you can play the game and have fun even without that, because the people are there, the scaling is there. I started 5 weeks ago, but the people who've been playing it for months and years who are in AIE, hop into dungeons with me. It's super easy to hook up with your friends in the world. They can sort of chaperone you around the world to get the various hearthstones. Oh, I mean way shrines that are in the world.
Yeah.
But it's a very big, vibrant, colorful world. This is our residence right here that Max put together for us in the game. I can't remember the name of the zone, but it's one of his favorite places. And
beautiful.
That I guess that speaks to also too. How do you find us?
Right.
How do they find us?
So the easiest way to find us right now is to talk to us in game. Duras is at the Duras. I'm at Dan Kinia, or via the Discord in LFO or ESO chat channels. As of right now, there's no umami needed for an application. So you just message us and we can pull you in right away, no problem. And there's usually a few officers online that are able to do that for you. Get you in the guild, get you all set up.
Yeah, but Discord is probably one of the #1 places to track us down.
Definitely.
We, in the general public AIE Discord, we've got the #LFO channel, where you can, I think we get notified when people say stuff in there, so we'll peek in and check things out. There's usually ongoing conversations in the #ESO channel now as well, which was recently created. So there is a place to contain all of our, oh look, and it's Kitty. It's a place to contain all of our, that Kitty was his Final Fantasy name. This is Athel. They both have this thing with knives. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but it's a thing. And there's Max. Everyone's coming to sleep. I'm going to heal them. Okay. But we pay attention to there all the time. If you need to get a quick start in the game, usually we will help you out, and we will hop in voice too. Don't be discouraged if you don't see us in voice, because in this modern, enlightened age of everyone's got a dozen Discord servers.
Oh, true. Yeah.
People get pulled to their raid teams Discord servers, to other guild Discord servers, to streaming Discord servers. Like Keeney and I both stream quite a bit, so we might be hanging out in each other's Discords or other Discords of streamers that we know. But if you need us, we're there for you. Just look us up in Discord.
Absolutely. The more people we can get in to have fun with, the better, because playing with guildies is always the best way to do games like this.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Whose bear is that?
That would be mine.
But the sort of guild mechanics, or not guild mechanics, but the party mechanics are four-person parties. They also have trials, aka raids, which I believe are 12-person activities. There's PvP. There's 24-person activities. I mean, it's a grade A MMO. It has all the various things you might want to get involved with. I'm not going to go into too much of the mechanics, but one of the things that is sort of different from most of the games that we're in, with the exception of Guild Wars 2, is your account. Actually, well, no, it's not your account. I think you do still need individual invites, but you have this sort of universal @ username tag, which is independent of your character name. You can actually be a member of multiple guilds simultaneously.
Really?
It's very useful too.
You will often find yourself talking in the wrong guild chat.
That makes sense. That sounds like definitely would be.
Yep.
But I think the primary reason they did this is because they understand that certain groups or organizations will have different goals or activities that they want to focus on in the game. The economy is different in Eco. You will find these traders parked outside of cities that seem to have weird, strange names. There's Sparrow waving. Hi, Sparrow. They are actually owned by guilds. There's this weekly system where they sort of by secret ballot bid on that trader, and whoever wins that week gets to use that trader. That is the auction house. There is no sort of default vanilla auction house, all of the auctioning in this game is based on independent location in the game.
Interesting.
So if you have a guild that is a trade guild, and there's often requirements to be a member, you must pay this much in tariffs, you must make this much revenue, hey, we just want to sell some stuff. There's various levels of involvement. So if you are ever looking for materials, look in your guild bank first, talk to your guild person. If you can't find it there, find out who's in a decent trade guild, and they can tell you where their vendor is.
Yep.
And that is the vaunted anniversary cake.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys dig in, have a slice. That goes away tonight.
Yes.
But so guild setups in the game is a little different. But guild tabards are purchasable in the game for like 2,000 gold. If you need help scraping together the money, just let us know. We'll hook you up.
Sure.
But you have to wear a guild tabard, which is what actually sets. Like you can see, Max and Arv here have Leia S. Cartus in their name. So that's because they are wearing the tabard.
Oh god! So like it assigns the tag to you.
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the costume that Arv is wearing does not permit him to display the tabard, but he can still display the tag. Whereas Max, I think, is wearing his normal outfit, which allows him to display the tabard.
Yeah.
But so that's guild stuff in a nutshell.
Great.
Yeah. And if you can get on for the last night, it's definitely recommended. That the stuff that's coming out of those boxes is pretty crazy. I've actually seen some people. Normally, you get the like motifs that'll give you like a way a sword looks, way boots look, way shoulders look. I've seen a couple of them that are literally the entire book for a style. And
wow.
If you probably don't want to use them yourself unless you really have none of the styles out yet. You've probably gotten like a good majority of them just by doing the daily stuff, but those go for about 10 million if you sell them.
Wow.
So people have been getting rich overnight selling these motif books. So even if it's just one more chance, I recommend just doing it. And you're getting mats. I mean, I'm almost crafting neutral by doing these daily quests, because inside the anniversary box plus the daily crafting it gives you a box as well. I've been getting enough mats to kind of sustain myself across all my characters.
And while you have to keep active, any sort of daily activity that you complete gives you this box on every character that does it.
Yes.
So it is a huge catch up for the collectors, because this game, I will tell you as a collector, will sink its hooks into you.
Oh yes.
So be prepared for that. Be warned.
And Max does say his is a designer outfit from the new outfit designer system that they added recently. It does allow the tabard to show up.
Exactly, and that's also what I have with this outfit here. I purchased just for the podcast tonight.
It's so pretty.
It is, and normally it's blue, but you can dye it. There are like 3 different palette colors you can assign to various costumes and outfits. And you can also do that with your regular gear as well, and you can mix and match appearances. Standard sort of outfit designing stuff applies, but it was a system they recently introduced into the game, which makes it yet that much more cool to play. That's sort of what I mean. This is their hook, right? This is where they make their money on the free to play.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have a crown store. These crowns are the in-game currency, which you can of course purchase with real life currency. If you're going to do that, here's the hint. Wait for anniversaries, wait for holidays or limited time events. During those periods of times, they will usually have super duper sales on the crowns that you can purchase for the store. If you're an ESO Plus member, paying what would be, the standard like $14.99 for 1 month, standard savings apply for multiple month purchases. You accrue $1,500 each month, so you can use that to, have a nice little nest egg.
That's a nice bonus.
As well.
Yeah, if you're going to put money in the game at all, you just put it into the ESO Plus. Use those crowns to buy the boxes you want, because you just wait for that to come in. Every time you give them money for the subscription, they will give you the crowns. It comes as part of the paid subscription.
Oh, really, Kenny? You're getting upset by people throwing fire?
My character's a vampire. She's very flammable.
Yeah.
Let's get a good look at her here. You can see her complexion.
Very nice.
That's
However,
like 4.
Yeah, that's Vampire Stage 4.
Yeah, that's a it's a good look for someone who should not stand in fire.
yeah.
So did you get bit by Max, or did you bite Max?
Max.
Which way did this?
Max was the one that was nice enough to infect my character.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, such a
Just wanna make
sweet guildmate and friend. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
people, that's one thing with the werewolf disease and the vampire disease is if you look at group area chat and stuff, you'll see people selling vampire bites and werewolf bites for insane amounts of gold. Or you can go to the Crown store. However, if you have friendly guildies who are willing to infect you for free,
Once per week.
Yep, once per week. Once per week, they can come over and bite you as long as you're in the right spot. You can't just be bitten. It doesn't work that way. So, nibbling in the corners.
By the right spot, you mean the right spot on the map, not the right. Okay, just
correct.
just
right
making
spot
sure.
on the map. Yes.
Okay.
Not where your mind's
making
going.
sure.
Not where your mind's going. No.
Okay.
No. There's an actual ceremonial spot for vampires and for werewolves. Yes.
But Arav here has got a pure, very Nordic or Nord.
Yeah.
Nord, or she's a Nord here, and she's got the nice metallic tattoos, and these little animations and things that you see them doing are also like part of emotes or personalities that you can get in the store. Who was prancing around? It was Kitty. Prance around some more, Kitty. They have these things called personalities. You have to be out of combat though. And the recent Jester Festival limited time event they had for April Fools had a personality where it is totally ridiculous to watch them run around. It's quite amusing.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So they have lots of little things. These little things that just kind of make you smile, which is what I enjoy. I enjoy that in a game. I like it when they have those little touches.
Yeah, it makes it a lot of fun.
But probably the most important thing, I guess, that ESO's really got coming up, and this is one thing, and I know Moo's got a lot of experience in the industry, but am I right to say that many other publishers and developer studios should be envious at the pace that Bethesda is just turning out content for this game? There's a lot coming at a steady, consistent pace from them right now.
Yeah, them and Final Fantasy XIV have this blistering pace of content that I know Warcraft just watches in envy. Because even though they have a huge team, for some reason, and part of it too is they have this dedication to certain standards. Blizzard's not afraid to say that's not awesome enough. It's awesome, but it's not awesome enough. So we're just going to completely tear the entire thing down and start from scratch. Like that's a different level for them. But these guys do good work and they do it consistently, and they're able to do it quickly. They don't have huge teams, and it's amazing what they've done. They've got a good definitely, you can tell they have a nice setup for their development to just kind of churn things through, and it goes through a pipeline, gets tested, and then thrown out.
Yep.
But so if you're looking for a game that has frequent updates, that's probably the biggest news that ESO has right now. They have Somerset Isle coming out, which is their next expansion, Update 18, where you're going to see new raids, new zones, the vaunted home of the High Elves, the Altmer. And again, if you want to talk lore, we don't have time, but it's also a lore-rich game if you're into it.
That's for a different podcast.
That is a different podcast, and I might give you a link to this. He's a buddy of mine who does this podcast.
Awesome.
That goes into the lore of the game. But it's coming out May 21st, right, Kenny?
I believe that's correct, yes. The PTR for it is available for some people. They got some beta invites. Right now you can catch some people streaming some of the stuff with like the jewelry crafting, but not any of the quests. So because of the NDA, you can't do anything with the quest line.
And you can tell it's someone's on the NDA because you'll see their account name plastered across the screen because they don't want you showing. Yeah, it's pretty intense. And go ahead.
It's limited in what you can show so that the content isn't destroyed, but you still get a glimpse of what that world is going to be like.
Yeah, and to give you guys an idea, I put the NDA disclaimer on here. As a PTS participant, you have a watermark visible when playing to help us identify any possible NDA breaches. To reiterate, you can share almost all of your adventures in ESO Somerset publicly, including jewel crafting, the Cloud Trust Isle, open world adventures, abyssal geistlos, which are pretty neat, delves, world bosses, public dungeons, and anything in the base game. But details related to the main quest and its storyline beyond the Queen's Decree are under NDA. So
you have been warned.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the things they did do with respect to this too is I think Bethesda's doing a lot of things right here. Not that I'm trying to fanboy too much about it, but it's been what I've been experiencing lately. And Final Fantasy did this as well. They invited content creators, which these days, if you want to know what's going on with a game, it's as easy as going to Twitch and just seeing people play it. And they invited a bunch of content creators, YouTubers, bloggers, and Twitchers, right, out to their studio, I think in Maryland. And they had like a 2 or 3 day sort of like Q&A, feedback, testing period, where they just laid all this out for them for some initial feedback. And they want to plan too for the next stage of the game. So they're actually getting the feedback from the people who are actually promoting and playing and sharing their game experiences with the community. And I can't really speak to other streaming games because I just sort of got back into the streaming biz myself with but ESO has kind of a small community of streamers, but they're very knowledgeable, they're very friendly, and they all sort of know each other a little bit. So it's an easy game to just tune in and check out if you've got any questions. Like I was just talking to Sparrow earlier, who's right here. This is Sparrow. Hi, Sparrow. He's a dark elf. He doesn't have much to say. He doesn't smile a lot either, but he's a good tank. He had some questions. Oh, actually, it wasn't you. Was it you that had questions about add-ons? Well, it may not have been, but that's Sparrow, everyone. But someone was asking me about add-ons, and like I had a stream one night where I went through add-ons and how to set them up. This is only something that can be done on the PC, unfortunately.
Right.
And you may be tempted, another pro tip here, you may be tempted, it's like, oh, well, I got Twitch, I use Curse Client, I do. The library and index for ESO add-ons is not very robust in the Twitch space, Twitch, whatever they are now. Mm-hmm. There's another add-on, which we'll put a link in the show notes, to a manager called Minion. And that tends to be what people in the ESO community use to manage the add-ons. And so just go there and you'll have a larger variety and more up-to-date resource for those add-ons. But if you have any questions about the games, both Keeney and I think I've probably been streaming it fairly regularly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's, I try to throw it in the content creators Discord channel on AIE when I do that. But definitely, I think we can post links to the streams in here.
Yep, and we'll have them mentioned at the end of the show as well.
So if you have any questions, just corner us. And I don't think you're doing any beta stuff right now either, Keeney, right? So neither of us are in beta. So if
I've been in there.
I've got the invite. I just haven't played around with it yet.
Oh yeah, same here. I'm like, I know I'm not going to have the time to play it, so I don't want to torture myself.
Yeah, I did a deep dive for about 2 hours, just digging into it, and it's a fairly large island, about the same size of Morrowind. Has one nice, really big city. It's got some smaller ones, kind of like Morrowind. I mean, they definitely, you can tell they used a lot of the good stuff from Morrowind to do this one, and it's nice layout. They kind of took the ideas from, like, for crafting, how everything's in a nice central spot in Morrowind. They did the same thing. It's not like some of the other places where you have to run over to this side of the city for this crafting and go down to that corner for the other one. No, it's nicely centralized, so you're able to do your dailies and whatnot pretty quickly.
Was it this southwest aisle?
Yes,
here?
That's it. That's the one.
I thought this was Somerset down here.
Yes, it is.
You can see we can't really get in there right now. It's not a thing. But
Yeah.
there are a lot of sort of unrevealed areas in Tamriel still. So
I could see that, yeah. And in fact, about where London is where the big city is. So
Cool.
Exactly.
Definitely looked like the British Isles.
So there's where we're going in just about a month, folks.
Awesome.
Yep.
And it looks great, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, Yeah, if you've done any time in Auradon, it's very similar, of course, because it's very high elven. It's in nicer condition because obviously they kind of built up in Auradon and then kind of let it fall apart. You know, they let those mongrel races, as they like to call them, take over, and I guess they just didn't feel like doing the upkeep. But for their own island, they keep everything up pretty nicely. Even the way shrines look nice and maintained, and you know, there's it's you could definitely tell it's more of the same story from Auradon, honestly. So if you look
at, we're not going to talk about their distant cousins, the Bosmer, and their green pact tendencies, right?
Oh yeah, but they are there. You'll see them and they're grumbling. So.
Oh, and one more thing I'll add, because I know we've been talking for a long time.
Yes.
We started late.
Okay.
Yeah, we started
late.
In this game, unlike other MMOs, it's a little different when it comes to class mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
There's sorcerer, Nightblade, various types of classes. Each one of those classes have 3 main skill lines, which is how they sort of organize their skills. Each class could be a tank, a healer, or a DPS. So you can focus your role for every single class. So there are different tanking styles, like Sparrow. What kind of tank are you? You're a Templar, right?
Yeah, he's a Templar.
I ran with him earlier. I have a sorcerer tank, a battle mage. How cool is that? It just sounded cool, so I wanted to try it out, and it actually works pretty well. So it's interesting to have a Nightblade roguish healer, in your midst.
Right.
But it really has a little something for everyone. So it's a nice game to sort of check out, especially if you already own it and it's free to play. So check it out.
Yeah, might as well. All right. So I think that is our show for tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting titles, guys, we want to thank you so much for joining us. Now, Kenny, Duras, how can we find you guys, and where are you streaming at?
Well, for myself, my Twitter is @DanKinia, and my Twitch stream is DanKinia Plays, so twitch.tv/DanKinia Plays. I stream AIE's New Braid every Saturday night, and then either ESO, WoW, or anything else that strikes my fancy a few other times during the week. So those are the 2 best places to find me.
Awesome. And in ESO, how can they find you?
At DanKinia. And to spell that in case you're just listening, it's DanKinia.
So that would be if they needed to figure out where Kenny is?
Exactly.
Yes. Awesome.
I would let them find out where's Kenny.
All right. And Duras, how about you?
Well, I'm not going to tell you where you can find me, but no, most people know.
No, we can find you. It's fine.
I do. Yeah, well, you can. I'm not hiding. I'm here, people. Come talk to me. I get so lonely. No, but I am on the tweeters. I have not used it much lately, but it is my social RSS feed. I don't post to it a lot, but you can get me at the Duras because someone has Duras, right?
Rude.
And, I stream at twitch.tv/the Duras. I've been streaming a lot of ESO. I did a lot of Final Fantasy. I do Surviving Mars, other sort of simulation type games from time to time. I have eclectic tastes. And in ESO, you can actually catch me, and if you can believe it, Duras was taken. The Duras was taken. I'm the A Duras.
Oh, wow.
The Duras, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, Duras, that works.
And you can always track people down in the game by that, like I said, universal tag. And that's what you will see in the guild lists when you look at guild rosters and whatnot.
Awesome.
All righty. So if you do have a question or a comment about the show in general, or this one, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. You can also follow us on Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. I am at the Mewcow because Mewcow was taken for some reason. Much like Taurus. Makala is at Cyberwaif, and Tetsemi is at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and whenever Arizona is. And you can join the chat room and play along with us at our website, aie-guild.org/podcast-live-stream, and our Discord server for chat at bit.ly/AIE Podcast Discord. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul on Twitter or visit his website, keyswithsoul.com.
And all of the great AI member segments we received this week, including, well, we didn't get any this week, but please check out twitch.tv/New Overlords right after the show, as Max the Gray will be streaming live ESO, showing off the AIE Guild and Guild House, and answering a bunch of questions that folks have in the Twitch chat.
And I'm pretty sure that Duras will be joining in for some of that, and I'll be joining in a little bit later as well. So we're going to have a good group going tonight.
Awesome. All right. And next time we'll be talking to Max the Gray and Seema the Prankster about AIE and SOTOR and their thoughts on patch 5.9 if it doesn't get delayed again. So until then, AIE, this is Makala.
This is Mewcow.
This is Tetsemi.
And this has been the AIE Podcast.
Bye.
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 Come join me on my new ship on the beta. That's one of the neat houses I forgot to mention, and when we were doing the show, you can buy a boat. You can't really take it.
Oh, nice!
You can take it to one place, and that's a little cove that once the boat is parked there has a little path and then has more stuff for you to build on and live in and whatnot. So,
oh cool.
Yeah, that was
pretty much an extension of the whole cold harbor approach. They just have these neat areas you can go live in.
Yes. Yeah, it's like you won't even notice that there's a house there because it's just at the docks. You galloping by and there's a weird little icon somewhere and you see, there's a boat there. Why does that have a house icon on it? Click. Oh, jump on the boat. The boat goes to its new place and you look, little private art. Oh, this is all one big house and it's huge. You just has all this spiraling walkways and whatnot. And it looks like someone like ripped off another ship and stuck it up on the cliff somewhere because that's what's overlooking everything is like half a ship too. So you can live on the ship. You can live on half a ship. You can live it's pretty neat. So.
Very nice. It was the first thing you said out loud to yourself when you got on there. It's like, I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. Yep.
boat.
Yeah, I clicked it and I literally clicked.
Yeah, good. That's after the thing. I won't have to edit that out.
Yeah.
No, I knew we were done, darling. I don't
I
cuss
know.
online. I mean,
it'd be immortalized on YouTube, or just go see yours.
Guys.
Anyway,
I cuss.
That explicit
Oh no, you do? Oh.
All right. So Kenny and Duras, you guys have some show titles.
I don't even know if any of them were official show titles. I just put in things, as people said them. So if you didn't intend it to be a show title, should have gotten more than
it'll get used anyway.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think, Kenny?
Oh, it's a tough decision.
So it's good now.
Yeah, ESO, it's good now. Yeah.
It's good as cake now. Is that an okay addendum, Arv? Can you speak up?
Yes. Oh, you're allowed to mangle show titles together. That's fine.
Oh, but Arv's a buddy. I want to have his permission to do that. ESO, it's as good as cake now.
And cake is good.
Oh, the cake is awesome. But tomorrow it becomes a lie again.
Oh, no.
That's unfortunate. Yep, one last run of crafting. Although when does it end? Does it end at refresh or does it end tomorrow?
Tomorrow at
Ooh.
So we get
because
two
of the
more.
time differences, I think it's tomorrow morning, but it's tomorrow morning server time, so that's like 11 or 12 o'clock at night for us. I don't remember.
So I was gonna say because for me it resets at 1. That's Central Time. Yeah. So I was wondering if we can do it one last time, and then as soon as it hits 1, do everything real quick, and then sneak it in.
Yeah. Pro tip too: on every one of your characters, eat cake before you log out for the night. And
you have that 2 hour. Yep.
You have the buff. You'll have the buff again tomorrow.
When I came back 6 weeks ago, I still had the Christmas buff from 2 years ago on. So,
oh wow.
Yeah.
I like Max's
suggestions. Yeah. That was a good one too.
Duras and young Kenny talk scrolls.
I like to think I'm young anyway.
I know that I am.
Like that. You're definitely younger than me, so I think that works.
I like that one.
That was a really cute one. I like that one too.
Arv says 2 a.m. Eastern. Cake isn't gone until 10 a.m.
Oh, nice. So we can get 2 more. Okay.
Awesome.
That's good to know.
I didn't have it tonight, but if you actually do check my stream out, sometimes I have been known to use a webcam.
Ooh.
The baldness and the white beard is real.
Gotcha. All right.
It is not a lie.
Did you guys want to pick Max's
Oh
changer?
yeah,
I like that one a lot.
Okay.
They're all great.
All right.
They're all very good.
All right. Well, chat room, we've got places to be and ESO to stream, so make sure you hop on twitch.tv/New Overlords. Max will be there streaming and answering questions in Twitch chat. Duras, Kenny, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out and talking ESO with us.
Fun. It's always fun.
Thanks for letting us ramble about our new addiction.
Please ramble away.
Absolutely.
We're always trying to get people to come on and ramble. So
As Art said,
exactly.
good now. It's good.
it's good. I know, right? Thank you so much, chat room. I apologize for any virgin ears.
It's fine.
I know. Bye, chat room.
Bye.